living, breathing, and I can enjoy food on an evening. Get that tattoo.
What's going on, guys? And welcome back to another episode of the Dual Hemisphere Hangout. My name is Luke, and join with me each and every week. I do have my lovely co-host, Jake. Jake, my man, say hello to the people. It's been a minute.
It has been an absolute minute. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. You've been dragged through the ringer once again, Luke.
What can I say? I am always being dragged, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, long story short, it's been the last 2 weeks. Let's see, we recorded the podcast on 2 Fridays ago. Last time we recorded the podcast 2 Fridays ago. Yeah, that Monday, not that one, about 2 Mondays before that, I had gotten word that they were shutting down our office and relocating us to another office. After much deliberation and kind of talking about it, weighing my options and trying to figure out what would be best for me in general. I decided to leave the business, leave the company, return back to Virginia Beach. So that is why I'm in a new location again. Everything's good though. I mean, it wasn't a negative thing whatsoever. Obviously, no one wants to have their office shut down, but at the end of the day, we learned a lot from the experience. And so, decided just to make a change, come back home, as I always like to say, starting a new job on Monday, which is very exciting. Going back to working with the kiddos, that's what I've always done. And so I'm going back to doing that. But yeah, that explains the new location, the new setup. Half my desk is inside of a closet, so that's always fun. We did not measure the room out before we officially got everything in there, but we got the desk. I got 2 monitors now, so I'm not constantly looking back and forth, which is always very nice. But yeah, no, new location, everything's very, very exciting. But I will say that move was absolutely that was rough.
They're never easy, but I feel like they get easier the more you do it.
I mean, I would say overall, like compared to the first time, going down was harder than obviously coming up. Now, I definitely will say I'm one of those people that when there is something that needs to get done, it's gonna get done. We left. So when we left Tallahassee, we left Wednesday morning at 5 a.m. and I did not arrive back here in Virginia Beach till 5 a.m. on Thursday. So I was basically going for about 24 hours straight, which is, most people are aghast by that. I think it's like, you got to get it done at some point, whatever. But it was fine. The drive down there wasn't too bad. We had to make stops because we had the dog with us. So the dog was very, we had to take a couple stops with the dog, gas stops, stuff like that. I think I spent over like $350 on top of the truck rental. I rented a big ass truck. It was like a big 22-footer Penske truck, diesel fuel, unlimited miles. So I put a little bit more money on the truck. I haven't had the best experiences with U-Haul before, which is another moving truck company, but they pay by the mile. And since I was making 2 stops in Virginia, it was not going to be worth it to do that. Penske offers unlimited miles, so I got the truck for like $1,100. So total moving expenses wise, it costed about, I would say it took me about costed me about $1,500 altogether to pack everything up, move my roommate in at the time to her place, and then coming back down to Virginia. So yeah, overall, it took a lot, but we got there. We got to the spot in Virginia around, I want to say 10 in the evening. Unpacked the stuff that was in our office to go back into the office that they were going to be in upper Northern Virginia. And then drove to where she was going to be staying, and then moved in an entire apartment. And then I left at like, I think I want to say like 1:30, and then got in around 5:30. So Yeah, I mean 5. Got in
A
around
rough
5.
24 hours.
It was a journey.
But you're there now. Is it nicer to
Yeah.
be back in familiar surroundings, I guess?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it definitely is. It's very. I don't want to say it's like it feels weird to say nostalgic because it's like I've only been gone for like a year and a half. It's not like this. I've been gone for like 10 whole years. I think what's nostalgic about it is, I mean, Jake, you know this. The job I had previously, it was I was very dedicated to said job. There were times where, I would be there at like, I'd be up at 7 in the morning and I would not be getting back from work till like 8 o'clock at night. And I was doing that from Monday through Saturday for, damn near a year and a half. And then prior to the move, anyways, I was doing that again on top of that other year and a half. I was still with the company in Virginia Beach. So I think it's more just a return to like I'm not working nearly as much. I have more free time to do things. I haven't been working for the last week and a half because my job doesn't start till Monday. So I've had a lot of downtime, but I mean, I'm gonna be working 7 to 4 going forward. So I'm gonna have basically an extra 3 hours of my day to
Which is
myself
huge.
after everything's done, which is huge. Like you don't
It's
think it's a lot, but it's like
huge.
it is like a lot actually. And it was just nice to see the family. I haven't seen like most of my family in about a year and a half. I'm living with one of my best friends, Mason, right now, who I've known since I was 14 years old, and we met when we were freshmen in high school. And then like being with like the group of friends that I grew up with that we're still very close. Seeing them, having again seen them in about a year and a half, probably going on 2 years. So it's I guess nostalgic is kind of the right word because it's like I feel like I don't want to say missed out on a lot of things, but I guess I was secretly missing stuff like that, and I hadn't had that experience with those things in a long time. So I guess that's why I was feeling like a wave of nostalgia, if you would, about being back.
Yeah, it's always nice to be home. It's
Yeah.
I do think about it daily, going back, like just because like you,
Yeah.
I'm still here. I moved 9,000
Yes.
miles away, so it's not as easy to go back.
Yes.
But I came, and
No, it's
I feel
not.
like all we've done is just work. Similar to you, I don't do well.
Yeah.
I definitely don't do the hours that you were doing. You wouldn't catch me doing those
Yeah.
hours. I
I don't
value
think
my
you're
time
catching a lot of people. Yeah.
very,
You'd
very
be
highly.
catching you would not be catching a lot of people doing that. It takes a very dedicated person to do that. I will say
uh,
that.
After doing shift work, like I now know that time is the most precious thing that you can hold on to,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
having your own time is way more valuable than any job could ever pay you ever. Unless
Exactly.
you're some sort of like multi-billionaire, then I guess maybe working is pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, your time is very, very important. So I think that was kind of like another big, like I kind of broke down the decision to leave into like more or less like three parts. Like, obviously the money factor was always a big thing, but it wasn't like the be all end all. Money to me is never the biggest. It's obviously money is very important. Don't get me wrong. Money, guys, I'm not telling you money is not important. Money is very, very important. That being said, it should not be the be all end all of something that you want to do. Money was the first one. Second one was location. I did not there was no way in hell I was staying in Florida. Like there just was not. It was not going to happen. Like I was going to back to Virginia no matter what. It was whether or not I was going to stay in that position and work out in Northern Virginia or come back here. And I think it was just the fact that location wise, my family is in this area, my friends are in this area. And then the third was honestly, you know, as I kind of was telling my friend the other day, I was like, I hadn't really only done one thing my entire life. I have only worked with kids from the time I was 15 years old until I was 29. So damn near 14 years of literally just working in the same field. I had never tried anything new. So, when I ended up leaving, I did want to try something new because, you always have that wonder like, okay, is this something that I'm just comfortable with doing because I've been doing it for so long, or is it something that I really, really want to do? And I guess leaving that and being out of that space for 3 years, I think one thing that I did realize, I've been saying this forever. Like, one day I do want to one day be a business owner and open up my own childcare center one day. So obviously, working with kids is always going to be the end goal for me. And I felt like being gone for 3 years, returning back and working with kids in some facet is only going to further that. And so, doing that in a place that I'm comfortable with a company I have experience with, on top of all the skills I've learned over the last 3 years from managing different people to working in a business, helping, assisting, and running a business, very skills I did not have beforehand. It only just made me a more valuable, asset to any company. And so the motivation again was to obviously return back to childcare. And, I've always been a big believer in working. I'm not a big corporate person. I don't like working for big companies. So this center has 3 centers on top of it, which is fine versus a center that has like 20, 30, 45 different centers, and you're just a cog on the wheel versus an actual body. I always appreciated that facet of things. So when it came to like deciding to go back to childcare, I was like, what, I'd rather go back to a place that I'm comfortable with, a company that I do love, that I spent a long time with. So, those were like the 3 motivations to end up doing that, money, location, friends and family, and then just wanting to get back into early childhood and starting to work with kids again. So, there's a lot of thought processes that went into it. It wasn't by no means like an easy decision, or by no means something that I was like, fuck it, I'm going back. It was never that easy whatsoever. There's a lot of deliberation, a lot of soul searching, a lot of, I'm not extremely religious, but very few times that I do pray. And, that was definitely one of them where I'm just like, give me a sign.
You just want it to work out. That's all it is. You just want it to work out. And you get over the initial, you get over the initial shock factor. Like your brain instantly goes to, right, this is going to be the solution. I remember when we were first told that we had 30 days to move out. Like, my initial brain was like, you know what, fuck this, pack it all up, it's over. Like, we've got no chance of getting another rental.
Yeah.
Then the rational brain kicks in, and it's a bit like, okay, no, you've got time. don't worry just yet. And then it got to about a week out, and it was like, okay, maybe we don't have time. And then the irrational brain kicks back in. But no, it all works out in the end. I very rarely lose any sleep about worrying about stuff that's out of my control, and no one should either. Don't try and change the world if you can't. Like, you're not in a position to change it, so just let it go. It's fine. It's fine to let it go.
Things will always work out in the end, and that's one thing I kind of had to learn. Sometimes, when I was making that decision and just kind of overthinking like literally everything, which it's very hard to do, not to overthink certain things. But I'm here, I'm happy, I'm satisfied with everything. And exactly. There's nothing much more to add,
and you can enjoy food on an evening.
Exactly.
That rhymes. That's a good motto. Get that living, breathing, and I can enjoy food on an evening. Get that tattooed.
Get that tattooed. Send that lyric off to someone. They're gonna make a song out of that. Trust me.
If that hits the top chart, I'm telling you now, I'm taking all of the royalties.
That's so funny.
Sticking over 4 chords and Ed Sheeran, I'm sure will make $1 million off it.
Yeah, Ed will help out. Ed's seems like a kind guy.
But pivoting away from real world stuff, let's get into the virtual scene. I've got so I've got a bit of a nit to pick with Daddy. Well, it's not Daddy Nintendo. It's Game Freak again and Pokemon. So
what did they do? What did they do? Are we talking
today? Oh, yesterday was the first day where you can get the shiny legends via and they're doing like distributions where you go to your local game store, which is fine. Gets footfall into the actual shop. It's not a purchase necessary. So like people will just go in and ask for the code, but people will buy stuff being in there. They'll have a browse. Usually I'm in the old pre-owned sections looking for old DS games, which are never there. Because they get siphoned off in the back and go on eBay for triple the price. But it turns out that shops were given very, 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 very few codes, and they've all gone.
Okay.
They've all gone.
Yeah.
And there's none left. And now they're on eBay for $40 a pop.
We're getting scalped.
A distribution code has now been scalped. And it wasn't purchase necessary. And then some of GameStops were being really arsey and saying that you had to make a $25 purchase. I was like, you're not allowed to do that.
No, you're not.
Another thing I didn't realize is that if you have Violet, you can only get Shiny Koraidon. And if you have Scarlet, you can only get Shiny Miraidon. I thought you could get both. Yeah. So
that's stupid.
I've never really encouraged genning, folks. But in this scenario, getting gent.
I mean,
it's the same thing.
Well, see, the thing is, like, 1000%, like, understand the frustration. Like, it really much is like, okay, hey, like here, everyone wants these things, so let's give out a lot of fucking codes. What are they? A bunch of fucking paper. It's just fucking paper.
Well, I know it back in the day in Europe, they used to print them off the till. You asked for the code, and they printed the code would print off the scanner. You wouldn't even get a card. It was just a receipt with a code on it.
Dude, we would just go, like back in the day, you would just go into GameStop, turn on Mystery Gift, connect to the local Wi-Fi, and you would just download the shit right onto your fucking DS. Like, that's what
I don't understand why they've done this.
Yeah.
But I may go to EB Games and ask, but the chances are they were probably given like 30 codes, and they were gone within the first 30 minutes.
Yeah. What I would say is, let's see if this continues to be a thing. Because one thing I think Nintendo will do, like, I don't think Nintendo will ever be, not Nintendo, Game Freak will ever not do it. But like, if it becomes an issue, Game Freak will 1000% just be like, here's an event for it.
Yeah, put it in a raid.
Put it in a raid, or free mystery gift. We're sorry we fucked up. Like, it's, I mean, if there's enough outrage over it, and then they find that people are like, GameStop is making you sell shit that they said that they're not supposed to be doing, then they'll just make it fucking free themselves, and they won't go through a third party shit. Because at the end of the day, Nintendo did not need to do it through GameStop. GameStop probably paid the money to like have that distribution to get that to get like people in the store, which is why you would do that as a business. But at the end of the day, if you're charging someone to get a code that is free, and Nintendo finds out about it, you're breaking contract, and Nintendo will just be like, all right, hey guys, sorry we fucked up. So that, when I hear that, I'm like, that's fucked up, and that should not be happening. And I'm sorry for the people who aren't able to get their shinies, and you should 1000% do ginning if they do not come out there. But I would not be surprised in the least if they just say, all right, you guys got your shiny Wo-Chiens and stuff like that. Bet. All right, shiny Koraidon, Miraidon, like next. Get it November or whatever.
Christmas gift. There you go.
Christmas gift. Boom.
But even though well, they're running out of time because ZA is around the corner. And no one's going to care about Scarlet and Violet apart from people that want to play VGC.
Exactly, 1000%.
But that riled me up, and then there was something else that riled me up, but I couldn't remember. And then I rage baited Luke earlier this week. So we had the state of play, and to be honest,
it was actually pretty good.
It was a good state of play. I watched that thing, and I don't know if it's because I go in with like zero hope for. I
mean, you should.
For PlayStation
you should
now.
Sony. You should. You should.
I went in like, okay.
They have not given us a reason. They have not given us a reason to be excited for shit for their state of play. So, 1000% they took us by surprise.
Well, I was pleasantly surprised with what was in there.
Too. I was very excited about Wolverine. That was very exciting. with the leak that basically happened where they showed off a bunch of games and stuff like that. There was rumors that Sony might just can like the Wolverine game, like they just might can it because it's already been leaked out. Every company does that. When shit happens and there's an internal leak, companies will 1000%, think about canning an idea because then it's just like 1000%. But then again, my conundrum is why can it? Because no matter what, even if it gets leaked out there, like that this game's in development or it's going to do this, this, and this, people are still going to buy your fucking game. Like I was like, I don't know what to tell you, but like I could know
especially
the entire
with a superhero game.
Yeah, I could know the entire plot synopsis of the Wolverine game and see beta combat footage, and you could tell me Logan's going to fight this person, this person, this person, and this person, and it's going to be a 15-hour story. I'm gonna fucking still get the game. Like it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna derail anyone because it's Insomniac, it's Wolverine, it's
cool.
It's a recipe. It's a recipe made for success. Now I can understand like a small indie game or like let's just say take a Sony game like I think like Unspoken or Unavowed or something like that didn't do well. Like then yeah, I can that one maybe. Like if you don't have faith in it, but like. I like Last of Us 3 if that was ever a thing. They're not gonna can that
canned.
fucker.
They got canned because they released another one.
Yeah, no. So if I'm not mistaken, what they
get your wording right because
they announced what was it? If I'm not mistaken, it was The Last of Us Part 1 and 2.
Director's cut. But technically this is the remaster of 2.
The director of 2 and 1.
Well, they've already remastered that one, but this time it's the director's cut.
What does that mean? There's some extra lines in there. It's like
it must be like that. That's like where they stuck. But how can you? I was gonna say. So, was there a director's cut with Ghost of Yota, Ghost of Tsushima?
I wouldn't know. I think so, yeah.
Because to me, a director's cut in a movie is where they don't remove the cuts. Like they leave the bits in that have been edited out for the main movie.
Yeah.
So you get like an extra maybe 10 minutes of movie time. Yeah. But it's stuff that you've never seen before, or a bit of a scene that wasn't in the original one that maybe affected the story in some way, but they deemed it not necessary for the actual movie itself. I don't understand how you could do a director's cut with a game.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, it's just like.
But I'm pretty sure it's a remaster of the second one. With an extra bit of dialogue.
Yeah, I mean, so basically, like, once again, Sony is giving us the same fucking game and charging us $70 for the same shit. I mean, literally, like, I shit you not. If you go on your PlayStation 5 store and you type in The Last of Us, there will be like 8 to 10 games of just The Last of Us 1 and 2 in different versions. Like it will pop up The Last of Us PS4 version, The Last of Us PS5 version, The Last of Us Remaster PS4 and PS5 version, The Last of Us PS5 Remaster. And then they'll do 2. Same scenario. So it's just like, I get it. Like I get that, The Last of Us is extremely popular. Jake mentioned that they're wrapping up the last season of whatever the TV show was, and it's doing well, so they want to capitalize on that. Get basic marketing, stuff like that. But it's like, at the end of the day, like, the problem with Sony is that there aren't any games coming out that are getting people excited to turn on their PS5 if they aren't using it for their everyday gaming console. Right? Like the only other Sony exclusive game that is a big deal, mind you, quotes around big deal, is Ghost of Yota that's coming out at the middle of this month, or actually I think it's at the beginning of this month. The reviews are already dropping for it. Which again, the reviews are coming out and saying it's just more Ghosts. So if you like Ghost of Tsushima, you'll like Ghost of Yotei. But it's nothing groundbreaking or innovative or anything like that. And then that's it. And then what we've got Wolverine for 2026, and that's the big Sony game. What else do we have, right? And so like this is the problem that Sony's having, is because they keep giving us these remasters and no one's going to. I'm sorry, like if you buy that, like I'm not saying I lost respect for you because I don't know you as a person. Just stop. Like it's the same game unless you are a Last of Us enthusiast and there's like a physical thing you get if you get like the physical director's cut shit and like you get all this stuff, then fine. But like if you're an average Joe, you're not buying that. Right? Like you're not buying. You can literally go play The Last of Us, the PS4 version, on the catalog, and I'm pretty sure Part 2 is also on the catalog at this point. I'm not sure. I don't think so, actually.
Okay, maybe Part 2's on there. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not, because then they capitalize.
I know Part 1's on there. I know Part 1's on there.
You know, it's just
yeah.
But I didn't realize. So I sent the rage bait to Luke because he obviously hadn't seen the state of play, and then I didn't realize there was a Last of Us Day. So I just screenshot that and sent it to Luke. And what preceded was just an absolute shitfuck of messages.
Yeah,
but apparently I'm mistaken because apparently that's been here since like day one. It was just called something else. It was called like Day of the Dead or something.
Yeah.
So that day has always been here. I never knew it.
Yeah.
I never knew that game deserved a day. Like Pokemon Day, fair enough. I'm sure there's a Battlefield Day, which is like the Battlefield drop, because they always used to drop on the same day in November or whatever it was. Fine. Call of Duty Day, again, fine. Huge franchise. Last of Us, not a huge franchise.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna lie. From doing this podcast has made me not want to ever play a Last of Us game. Like, it's just,
but the thing is, you're not the only person. Like, the reaction to that was also very mixed on. I will still call it Twitter. It's never X. It's Twitter. I went and clicked on the post because Sony posts the games in order. And then like, it is 50-50. Like, people are stoked. And then other people are like, literally what we're saying is, make something else. You gave us Uncharted 4. Fantastic. Stop wasting one of your best like game dev studios in Naughty Dog on fucking making remasters.
Yeah, they're making something new. Like they showed it off earlier this year. But there was also a divisive reaction to that one too that they announced. I can't remember the name of it.
I can't. Is that the one that's gonna? The one that is releasing on PS6? Did you see that game?
PS5. They announced the PS6. I did not know that.
No. So there is I forget the name. It's like an RPG style game. But it is the first game to be announced on the future console, and people were like, "What the hell?" But I think it's got like a release. It's 4 to 8 years time, but it's good to know that they are starting developing for the new console. So maybe on day one we might have a worthy game of flying out with the console on release day.
Yeah. So that's super exciting. I'm not sure if it's this one, but yeah, Naughty Dog has been working on a new game. It's called Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. We saw some trailers of it, but they've been working on it since 2020. There's no release date yet, but apparently they've been working on that, which is again the reason apparently that they've been only releasing Last of Us shit is because their entire team's working on their new IP or whatever. Which again, if it's a great game, more power to you. And
we'll all be thankful for The
believe,
Last of Us when they release like the game of the decade, because they've just been funneling all the money from The Last.
It's just like, it's crazy at this point. Like, I'm just, again, it's done is it's really just maybe I'm just tired of seeing it. Right. Like, I understand that these are award-winning games. Again, I understand that. I understand that these are beloved games, that these are Sony classics. Like, you talk about The Last of Us and they're in the conversation with your Uncharted, your God of Wars, your Horizon Zero Dawns, of your Sony games, right? They're in that conversation because of how good they are. But yeah, it's just kind of like buyer's fatigue, man. Like, stop showing the same fucking shit and just putting remastered, or we're gonna get like a legendary collection on top of that too soon. Like, it's gonna happen, and I'm just tired of it. So yeah, Jake rage bait at me and I'm upset.
So the Hideo Kojima just held the Beyond the Strand showcase celebrating 10 years of Kojima Productions. The upcoming plans include the Xbox title OD Knock and the animated film Death Stranding Mosquito, and the PlayStation 6 title Physint. So that's Physint. Originally unveiled on January 2024, Kojima simply referring to the PlayStation as the next generation of the action espionage genre, appealing to Metal Gear Solid fans. It further mentioned that it'll be cutting edge technology and the best talents from around the world from both film and video games. Kojima has since reiterated earlier this year that the title is 5 to 6 years away. Despite that, The Strand offers just our first reveal look at the game, including what's easily our first glimpse at some next-gen PS6 graphics. It's a very early development with some facial animation tests, which you can see below, which was just a Twitter thing. But it's called Physint.
Okay.
And it's going to be similar.
It's not.
Go on.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not like it's not like we should be surprised that the PS6 is a thing. We've been hearing about the PS6 for 2-3 years at this point. But again, like we talked about with the PlayStation 6 or whatever they decide to do with the Xbox or whatever the fuck, it's like there's only so much more you can do, right? Like, that's my issue with everything. It's like there's only so much that you can do to a console to make, like, it's going to be a minuscule upgrade. Like, I think we talked about, what are they going to do? They're probably going to put a more RAM in it. They're probably going to put a better processor in it. And they're probably going to put a stronger graphics card in it, right?
It's the same every year.
And yeah, so, and it's minuscule, right? Like, it's something that's, like, not going to blow anyone's mind away. Like, I've been gaming on my roommate's 4K TV on my PlayStation 5. It looks fucking amazing. Like, HDR supported 4K TV, like, it looks fucking great. Like, it looks really fucking good, right? And I'm looking at it and I'm like, playing Final Fantasy VII Remake Rebirth on it, one of the most beautiful games that you'll ever play. And I'm like, how can they make this look better? Like, I don't know. Other than making it not look like a video game.
Well, this is it. Right? I think they're gonna delve into, like this game is, it's gonna be a mix of film and game. We're getting to break that barrier now, where gaming graphics have got to a point where we're maybe at studio level film, and we will during cutscenes we won't be able to tell if it's movie or game. The only difference is we'll have a controller in our hand, or there might not be a controller. You don't know. It's PS6. They're gonna have to have a gimmick, and they've already got the VR stuff, but maybe it's the PS6 needs a whole room.
Yeah.
You tell it the room dimensions and it puts you in the game. I don't know.
That ain't gonna happen.
Something crazy.
Not for the PS.
Definitely
not for the PS6.
Can you imagine NBA? NBA or NFL?
Oh god.
The rage bait that would come.
Oh my gosh, it'd be awful. It'd be awful. But yeah, no, that happened, and then yeah, within the last 2 weeks, some cool things happened. So me and Jake have been talking about Skate 4 for a while on this podcast. So
Played it 3 hours
the
before
early,
we started recording today.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, Skate came out. It's free for everyone. EA is doing a season battle pass model for this game, which honestly I think fits. I think it works fine for this game. And then I guess overall, like since this is still early access, it doesn't really feel very early access. I'll say that. It feels like it's like obviously still like got to work out some kinks and stuff like that. But it feels very much lived in. I think the biggest thing that we talked about, which kind of threw me, was the always online aspect of it.
Yeah, that really annoys me.
Which kind of threw me for it. That being said, I've played it every day since I think last Friday. Kind of like my going to bed game, like something I'll just turn on before I go to bed, or something a quick, again, one of those games where it's mind, you're not focused on anything. You're just playing the game. You're not thinking about anything else, but you're just kind of just chilling playing the game. Enjoy it. People have been very mixed on it, so I'm curious about your opinion on it, Jake, because I actually enjoy it. I think it's just Skate, and
doesn't feel like Skate to me. I don't know what it is. It doesn't feel like Skate, but that's not a bad thing. Like that's not because I'm not about to go back and play Skate 3 like people are doing.
Okay.
I've never been. I don't want to be nostalgia baited. And I think maybe it is because it's early access, but it's very just like I remember Skate as a bit of a semi-story game, and there was some sort of purpose as to why you were moving through these areas. While I feel like at the moment I'm just chasing challenges, and the level ups don't feel rewarding to me. I just go to the shop and it says level up, and I've got a new pair of socks and a new pair of shoes. Like I remember Skate as you got to you had to nail. Was it Skate? Yeah, it was where you had to nail the magazine shots, and the magazines got you your sponsors, and that unlocked the shop. There was a Nike SB store. There was a Carhartt store. There was a Levi's store. That to me stood out for Skate, and I feel like I'm missing that at the moment. Like I just unlocked a pair of classic Vans, and I was like, okay, equip. I did nothing to earn that other than just rinse and repeating like rule the spot or rule the line challenges. But it's early access. Also, there's no Skate. We're having to bootleg our own Skate, which I'd have thought they'd have had that in early access. They'd want to test that. But maybe they did test that with the early access, the early access beta testers,
beta and the alpha testing,
because it is coming. It's got to come. Like that's the whole point of the game.
No, they have a director development program, but they've announced they've put out a roadmap for the first season and stuff like that for Skate. I think for me, so I was also in the same thing with like the story and like unlocking like your sponsors and stuff like that. Clearly, we're not going to be getting that. I don't think we're going to be getting a kind of story. Maybe we'll have like small little stuff here and there, a challenge or something like maybe a seasonal story or something like that.
Yeah.
But what I took away from it is like I really just looked up. I was like, okay, what was I doing after I beat the story for Skate? This.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing, right? And the story for Skate was maybe
it wasn't
hours
long.
Max.
Yeah, it wasn't long.
Hours max, really, right? So what were you doing after you beat the story? You were just running around, skating, finding spots, doing the tricks, trying to break the game, stuff like that. Like I feel like what they did is they took what a lot of people missed about Skate, because the reason why people played Skate was just to ride around, skateboard, do tricks, and do stuff like that, right? And so I think once I kind of got in that mind space of like, okay, this is literally what I would do after I beat the Skate 3. I would hop on, I would find some spots. I would do some tricks. I'll try to do whatever I'm trying to do. If there was a challenge involved or something I hadn't completed, I would do the challenge. I actually like how they have a bunch of challenges everywhere. I actually enjoy that because I think it's actually not interesting, but there is some difficult spots, and then
Oh,
there
I'm
are
stuck on one
some
at the
fun
moment.
spots. Yeah,
It's doing my
I
head in.
yeah, I appreciate that. I actually like that it's not super give me. At first, when you were doing the very beginning challenges, I'm like, oh, this is like baby shit. Like I'm like, oh, flip trick over this and grind this. I'm like, done. All right. But now there are some difficult ones, and I appreciate that. So yeah, I'm actually I thought I'd be a little bit more down on it than I actually am. I think my biggest complaint with the game is it looks Fortnite-y. The
Yeah,
color and the
the
graphics.
characters. So, like, Rach was
It look.
looking at it and she was like, "Oh, show me your character. Does it look like you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've tried to do my best." And then
Yeah.
she went, "That looks nothing like you." Well,
Yeah.
that's
No.
the closest I
Exactly.
could get.
Yeah. No. I think, and well, one thing that they said they were going to tone down the color. Right. They were going to make it a little bit dark, not darker, but the lighting was going to shift and make it look a little bit more like Skate 3. Um, colors, which I think will help it out drastically. It just looks a little too vibrant for me. Like it definitely looks like I'm not skateboarding in real life. I'm just skateboarding in a very colorful like world, which I'm
Yeah,
like down with, but it just doesn't feel like Skate 2, Skate 3, Skate 1 always kind of felt a little rugged, like you're in the city, not in like again, I feel like I'm in a Fortnite city. Like it's just too colorful and too bright and too poppy for me. So that's really my only knock against it. Because now that I know what kind of game it is, now that I know it's not a paid game, now that I know it's a kind of battle pass seasonal
yeah.
game,
Because at first I
my
thought
expectation,
like I was gonna have to buy it after this, and then when I
yeah.
started
And so
playing, I was like, "This is almost like a full game. Like, what is going on?" So I googled it. And I was like, "Oh, okay. So if you
yeah,
want to buy the game, it's there. It's just the founders pack. Like,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah, yeah, cool. And so I hear that and I'm like, okay, cool. And so my expectations drastically shifted. So I'm like, okay, well then I understand why there aren't all these brands available right from the get start. Oh, I understand why there are certain modes that haven't been put in yet. Like, oh, I understand this and this. Because again, I'm remembering like, I'm still playing a early access version of this game. Apparently like Power World's been in early access, it's been released since early like 2023. So like again, and it's just coming out of early access because of lawsuits, obviously.
yeah,
But that being said, it has a lot to improve on. I think overall, give it like 6 months time, we're gonna have a pretty good skating game, which I feel like is very fun. I'm very glad that we do have this game because I'm not until they make a remake Tony Hawk Underground. I don't think I'll ever touch another skate game again. So skateboarding game again. And it's a fun, relaxing game to play at the end of the day. Like it's like skate is very much one of those games where I feel like it's gonna be one of those games where I'm done, where I've played a long period of like a RPG or something like that, and I just want to unwind. Like, and I'll play that for 45 minutes before I'm done with the game for the night or something like that. I like that vibe that skate is giving me. So it gets a thumbs up for me. I'm actually
yeah.
very impressed.
It,
I'm very happy with the way it turned out. I was a little worried. Like I'm not like 10 I'm not saying it's a 10 out of 10. I'm not even saying it's like an 8 out of 10. It's a good like 6 or 7 out of 10 for me like right now. I think it's got room to get better. I was just going into it thinking like I'm not going to like this. Like when I first started playing, I was like I'm not going to like this, and the more I've played it, the more I've enjoyed it, the more I'm like okay, I actually am enjoying this more than I thought I initially would. So,
my only pet peeve is I said this to
Mhm.
Luke. So I was well, I think it's because of the online only feature. Um,
Okay.
I I was sat in my living room. I was like, you know what? I'd love to play Skate because the only reason my PS5 is turned on at the moment, I don't have PlayStation Plus anymore. I cancelled it.
Yeah,
Um, is to play Skate. Like
yeah,
that's the only time it's been on in months. And I was like,
yeah.
well, it's on PC, so let me get it on Steam Deck. And
Oh yeah, you told me this.
it's not compatible with Steam Deck at all. I believe it's not. I think the Steam Deck is not compatible because of the anti-cheat feature. But like
Okay.
their anti-cheat doesn't run on Linux. EA's anti-cheat does not run on Linux at
So you
all.
can't play any. You can't play any EA games on.
No, with online
Steam.
that forces you to play. I imagine you could
Okay.
maybe play offline, but any online feature you'll have to. I forgot what it's called, wine or something or other. It's incompatible. And then the people that are running it on the Windows, Lenovo, ROG Allies, whatever, say it just runs like garbage. So they haven't optimized it for anything other than the consoles. It's still early access, I know, but like they haven't. They've said pretty much that no, it's not coming on a handheld at all. It's not coming. I was like, oh well, my next thing is maybe it'll come on Switch too. Nope, not coming on Switch either. And I think it's a loss because it's the perfect handheld game.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think it's unfortunate, and I think maybe not Steam Deck, but I definitely see a world where they'd make that shit on the Switch.
Yeah,
like it's it's not going to be hard to do that.
I'd love to play it on the go, but then again, that would break it because I don't have online connection.
Yeah,
which is
I mean, that's going to be the problem, though. Like, you look at it. Yeah, no, it's just that's unfortunate. Now I'm thinking about it because most games have an option, even if it is quote unquote always online. You can still take it on the go. Like you can still play Fortnite solo, right? Like even though it's a very much an online game, you can still do solo shit on Fortnite. Maybe when it comes out of early access, they'll have like an offline feature or something like that where you have to like hit square to log in or something like that to go into like the lobby or whatever the fuck. But yeah, no, I get that. That's definitely frustrating. That's an oversight because again, I don't think it's that hard to do. I mean, again, I'm not no developer. I'm not a developer.
No, that is probably the easiest button in development. Turn off. Button. Yes. Offline features.
Turn off. Yeah. I'm at putting it handheld.
Oh right, yeah. Well, to be honest, like the Switch 2 would eat it up. No doubt. I have no doubt in my mind that the Switch 2 would eat 60 FPS. 1080p 60 FPS on that game. Smashed it. Steam Deck, on the other hand, maybe no.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the raw power. But if it could run Red Dead at 30, the Steam Deck's pretty good.
It can run fucking Skate. Skate's not that graphically. It's not like that graphically.
I've not seen anything other than like the bloom from the sun that is like graphically intensive. Like I've not seen anything.
Everything. I think it's going to be a fine game. I think they are just They'll maybe after early access they'll find a way. They're gonna work out the kinks. This game will be in development. It'll come out of early access in a year.
Yeah,
like it will. And then then we can come back a year from now and like grade it afterwards and see how we feel about it. But give it a year. Again, it's free to play. There's no need to bitch about it.
Like, have they announced like DLCs and stuff for it? I know it's like season pass stuff, but like
they've announced season stuff. They haven't announced DLC necessarily, other than like cosmetic shit. Not that I know of. So,
because I'd love for them to like. What I've always wanted is like a real place. I want like a new map. I want New York. I want some of like the fucking like 24 set that Nigel Houston hit in like 2013. I want to be able to skate those spots that I looked at in a magazine, like a Thrasher mag, or I want to be able to skate the spots I used to watch all of the like Rodney Mullen's skate videos. Like I want to be in there.
Yeah. No, I have
Sandvan's
I have
cool,
no.
But I want real life.
I have no doubt that there will be extra maps, extra locations. Again, this is going to be a game that's going to be lived in for until they decide to do something else with it, right?
Yeah.
Till they're done with it, right? Like it's going to be a very much lived-in game. There's going to be a lot of stuff added to it. I was like, I don't want to be the person who's like, patience with the EA. Just be patient with them, but be patient with this Skate team. I don't think it's a big development team. I think it's a smaller team that's been working on this for a long time. And just give it time. I like I said, it's a free game, so like, unless your cosmetic items that you spend money on doesn't work, then there's no need to complain. Just be patient. You're playing a game for free.
Yeah.
Right.
At the end of the
Most,
day, yeah.
they're playing a pretty good game for free. It's free. So
it's a passion
but
project.
Yeah,
it holds it's very dear to everyone's heart. That's the problem. And 15 years is a long time to starve people. But people are just come to grips with that it was dead.
Yes. They gave it back to us. They brought it back to life. So everyone just enjoy your skate. It plays just like old skate. It just doesn't quite look like it. And it doesn't have a story. And you're not going to have your mega ramps right away. But it's still, at its core, it is still very much skate, where you can, again, once you beat the story of the game, what were you doing in skate? You were just skateboarding. It's really what it was.
Yep.
Yeah,
and then, in terms of other things as well, I don't think there was much more. One from the state of play that I did enjoy, that most people it's a bit of an eyebrow raiser. I liked the speakers. Sony's introduction into they looked like pretty decent speakers to me, but I haven't seen the price point, because I think it's not a market that's very big in terms of PC speakers, but like my setup at the moment for audio when my headset isn't off is another old headset behind my monitors on full blast that I could just hear from like sitting here. So maybe if it's because they're wireless, it did catch my eye. I was like, there's not many good wireless speakers out there for just desktop use. If they can pair with the PC, it would be great, because I know that they pushed an update for the DualSense pad, so now your pad can connect to 4 things at once, because they've now realized that you might want to play you have a PlayStation, you don't have an Xbox, so you don't have an Xbox controller, so you might want to play it on your PC as well, because you've got PC games that use controller-based stuff. And you can actually connect the PS5 pad to the Switch, which I find hilarious. But so you can now set it up to
controller, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's significantly cheaper than a Pro controller as well. The DualSense is actually, in my opinion, the best controller on the market at the moment. Like, by far. But yeah, the PS5 or PlayStation speakers, they caught my eye a little bit. I was like, you know what? They look snazzy. On everything in the state of play, I actually clicked on that link.
Okay.
It got a click.
Let's go. How much are they?
I don't know. I'm assuming they'll be in the $200 mark. They're pretty premium. They're pretty. They're claiming to have like subwoofers in there, surround, like full on 5.0 surround sound, because it's meant to be paired with your PlayStation, right? So it's meant to be in a living room setting. That they've got to be better than a TV speaker. That's
it gotta be.
That's the benchmark.
They got it.
And a lot of TV speakers are pretty decent these days.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to think about it like these are going to be things that if you don't have a sound bar, right, that's what they're competing with. They're competing with sound bars, right? Like if you got a surround sound speaker, like that's the best gaming environment, dude. I fucking love playing in like a secluded area with surround sound. And like it's just very, very immersive for your game. But yeah, no, speakers are very cool. I will say, I guess I would say like I like the idea of good speakers. Like, don't get me wrong, but gaming is honestly in the nicest way possible, and it's kind of sad to say this. A lot of gaming is very much the sound design for gaming is very much designed for headphone use, right? Yeah. When you put your headphones in for your game, you can fucking hear that shit. Like it's fucking crisp. It sounds great. You hear things you wouldn't like. If I unplug my headphones from my PlayStation, I'm missing out on things, right? Like I'm missing out on like the rustle, this faint rustle of like grass going in the background and stuff like that you don't realize until you put your headphones in. So that's cool that Sony's doing that. I hope their speakers, if they're charging $200 a pop for them, then I'm assuming their speakers are going to have that, because they again are made for the PlayStation. So that's cool.
Yeah, and then that wrapped up the gaming segment, I guess, because I don't think there's anything else.
No, nothing really crazy.
I don't think anything else has happened in the week, to be honest.
No, it's been pretty tame. Yeah, it's been pretty tame for like gaming news. Again, early reviews for Ghost of Yoti are coming out. IGN gave it an 8 if you care about like scores and stuff like that. Most people are just saying it's more Ghosts. So I mean, if you love Ghosts and you've been having an itch of playing new Ghosts, then Ghost of Yoti is going to be your cup of tea. I think I think is pretty interesting. I've been seeing some discourse of it, and we'll talk about near the end of the year. Game of the year. Yeah, people are already talking about those games right now because we're nearing the last quarter when your bangers are getting released, and most of the front runners for these games that I'm seeing, the 4 games I'm seeing the most of, is Expedition 33, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Oh,
and then this hasn't been fully announced. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of crazy to think about Donkey Kong, but when you think of a game, when you think of a good game, there's nothing but amazing. Like I looked up, I was like, it can't be that good, and I read a lot of the reviews for it, and they're like praising the fuck out of that game. Like it's really good. And then the other ones that have people are in a little niff about is there's like that 4th spot. People are talking about Hades 2. They're talking about Death Stranding 2, and they're talking about Ghost of Yoti. Those are like the main talking points. So I found that pretty interesting. I really wonder. I think when we talk about Game of the Year at the end of the year, I think that the main 2 front runners are going to be Hollow Knight Silk Song because that game is amazing. And then I think everyone's still riding high on that Expedition 33, which is a game I'm definitely going to need to play to give like my 2 cents on it. But like a lot of people are saying this is one of the best years for video games in a while. And I wouldn't say I necessarily agree with them. I would say I think last year was pretty fucking good. But I haven't had a lot of time to game, so I'm not sure if any of these games are good or not. I can only go by what people are saying. So, but
I haven't played any of them yet.
People are saying great things about Hollow Knight. That's about it. And Expedition 33.
I'm edging on Hollow Knight because I've said to myself I'm not playing Silk Song until I've beat the original. So I'm currently halfway through the original.
Nose to the ground, Jake. You'll get it knocked out soon enough.
And then I'll be able to unlock the what has been quoted as the 10 out of 10. I would love for an indie game to take Game of the Year. I would. As a big I'm not going to put my middle finger up, but yeah, like a big old kick up the butt for a big developer. Like you're not here anymore. Like we're not listening.
Yeah.
COD,
no, that's
Battlefield, Fortnite. Good luck. Yeah, you're not in the rotation anymore.
Well, it's cool that the 2 main games people are talking about are 2 indie developing studios are the ones that are doing it. So that's really good. As a breath of fresh air, and I think it's gonna. I would like to think it's gonna make these big publishers take a step back. They won't, but I would like to think that this would be like, hey, how about we focus on just making a good game instead of pushing out deadlines and rushing out a rushed game and stuff like that. But who knows? But I'm very excited. In the next coming weeks, we've got me, which I'm very excited about. I'm getting blessed in October. I will say I'm getting blessed. This Friday, I got the new Digimon game, which I'm very, very excited to play. Played the demo for it. I told Jake to play the demo. He did not play the demo.
I have it on my PlayStation, but I've been very busy.
I hope. Yep. Just 2 hours, Jake. Just 2 hours. That's all I'm saying. I'd like to get. The only reason why I ask is because a lot of people who are playing it, and I would agree. I think it's very much a Digimon game. Like it's nothing groundbreaking. Like it's the best. The 2 hours I played is it's the best Digimon experience I've played on the console. And I played a lot of Digimon games, so that's a good sign for someone who enjoys Digimon. But a lot of people who have never played a Digimon game before, this is the first time they're hearing about this game. They're actually putting marketing behind this game. People are hearing about it. There's ads out there and stuff like that. So people are trying it for the first time. And a lot of people are saying like, man, Nintendo's going to watch out. Nintendo's going to watch out. Like this is actually really good. First things first, I'm telling you right now, I don't care if this Digimon game sells 100 million copies, right? It's not going to make
Nintendo is never worried.
It's not gonna. They're not gonna give a fuck. They don't. They don't give. And they don't give a fuck. And people are like, "Well, ZA is better watch out." It's like I'm telling you right now,
Who cares?
ZA is not. ZA does not care, and ZA does not play anything like the Digimon game. The Digimon gameplay is like a very much traditional JRPG. You attack your opponent, then you go into a little like battle system, and it's turn based. And you both take turns attacking, and then you collect Digimon. The cool thing about Digimon, and I think the reason why I want Jake to play it is just so he can see where people are coming from on it, and be like, you know what, I see why people would like this game. Because I think overall it's a fun game to play. I think like if you've never played a Digimon game, or you've never really played like a traditional like RPG, JRPG game, turn-based game that's not Pokemon, I think it'd be fun. Digimon always tackles a little bit of a darker theme. One thing I will give Digimon has grown up with its audience, I will say. It very much is, I feel like, more directed towards teenagers, young adults, people who've grown up with the medium, where Pokemon is still very much directed at, the younger audience, because, why not? But again, people who are like, oh, Nintendo better watch out. Pokemon's like, first of all, I'm telling you guys right now, people are going to play ZA, and everyone who's played ZA has said amazing things about ZA. It is not Pokemon. ZA is not like our traditional Pokemon game. And when that game comes out, I will be playing it. I'm going to have a great time with it. I just hope it runs well on a Switch. That's all I care about. It's like, just run well on a regular Switch. Don't be shitty on a Switch.
I'm sure
they don't have a Switch to you.
They just tone the graphics down, and if you can get past that, then that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
And then people forget that big old Pokepia's coming in next year. No one will care.
Again, no one gives a fuck. That's what I'm saying. Like, again, like, I don't know why I'm going on this soapbox, but Nintendo, and specifically Pokemon itself, the only thing Pokemon cares about, and we've talked about this numerous times, if you want Pokemon to do something different, stop buying the games. So plain and simple, right? Nintendo does not care. Nintendo doesn't need to change the formula. They're finally doing something that they want to do. Again, I very much think ZA and Arceus have been a playtest for how they want Generation 10 to be. And I think, again, with the avenue of Pokemon Champions coming out and locking that competitive VGC style behind that, gives them that freedom to explore it. I very much think that Generation 10 is going to be people's...
It could end up being Game of the Year that year.
It very much could be like Nintendo and Game Freak giving us Breath of the Wild but Pokemon, which I think is just going to be a standard RPG with Pokemon in it. Like, it's not going to be turn-based. It's going to be an RPG, probably real-time, kind of like how it is with ZA. Again, we shall see. But again, like, the comparison, like this Digimon game's going to be better than ZA. I'm like, you could be right. You could be right. Like, the story could be really fucking good. It's a monster catching. It's like monster, not catching because you're not catching them, but it's a monster collecting game. There's evolutions and stuff like that. And then ZA is different. Like, it's just, they're two completely different games. And like, I would say, like, if you're going to compare it to Scarlet and Violet, I think, I'll see when I play the game, but it could very much be better than Scarlet and Violet. I don't know. We'll see.
It's a low ball. It's a low bar to pass.
It's a low ball to
but
pass.
You've still got to pass it. Like, it's there.
Yeah, it's a bar that you got to pass. But like,
a lot of people just miss the mark completely. They don't even get to the bar. They just
exactly. And that's just a comparison. And they're like, "Oh, the graphics look better." Da, 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 da. I'm like, okay, yes, the graphics do look better, but this game has been designed to be played on a PS5 and an Xbox, right? And yes, it can be played on the Switch. Of course, anything can be played on the Switch, but these games were designed for this. Nintendo's not. Again, and this is the thing I hate about graphics, and I don't know why I'm just going on this rant, but it's just hitting me.
You're in the moment.
Hit me.
Get it out.
It's just hitting me. But like, I'm sorry. Like, the graphics, that's not a big deal to like Pokemon. It really isn't, right? Like again, if the game launched and played and ran as well as it does on the Switch 2, playing that game on the Switch 2 or on an emulator, Scarlet and Violet, is a completely different experience.
Yep.
Right? It literally is. And if that's the game that launched, no one would be complaining. Right? Obviously, they never did anything to fix it. Obviously, it was because they did not tone down the hardware and they didn't push the hardware to its max. Or not even they didn't push it, they didn't optimize the hardware and the graphic fidelity like Breath of the Wild and stuff like that. But again, I don't think Breath of the Wild's the best looking game either.
No,
like,
it's
I don't
just
think
it's
like
got an art style.
And
that's
looks
what you just
good.
expect.
It looks good. It runs good. But it's not like, oh my god, like it's the best looking thing I've ever seen, right? Like it's like, again, I think when you're comparing graphics for Nintendo, I think no one's gonna be happier. Like I think you compare Scarlet and Violet's graphics on the Switch 2 to Breath of the Wild. I don't see that much of a difference other than the colors, right? And the models design, right? I don't think Link looks more defined than your trainer and stuff like that. Like, no. Again, I don't get the bitching about the graphics for Nintendo games. I really, really don't. And I think it's mainly because I'm like, okay, I guess I just love Nintendo, I guess, and I accept their bullshit. But I'm like, I just go in there with the expectations like this. I'm not getting a PS5 graphics on the Switch, so I'm not going to be disappointed by the graphics of a game because I'm going in with the mindset that this game is going to look good and it's going to look fine, but it's not going to be absolutely breathtaking. I'm going to shit my pants looking at the graphics on a Switch. Like I'm just not. Like I don't expect that, and I just don't know why people expect that either. Like especially these people who are reviewing these games. Like if you don't play games,
the same people that lap up The Last of Us.
Fuck The Last of Us, dude. Like
they're the same people that just love games. It doesn't matter what it is. Oh, don't lose. It's lost. Wasted energy.
Rant's over. Yeah, it's lost.
Rant's over.
Just like The Last of Us, it's lost. It's lost forever. Except when you go on the PlayStation and the first thing you see is The Last of Us remastered. You know, it's just you'll never escape it.
Before you know it, it'll be forced onto your console as well. They'll give it you like as on your console as part of the PS6.
Good job. Hey, good job with that PS6. Fuck Astro's Playroom. You're getting The Last of Us director's cut. Hey. On the PS6, but it's gonna be the PS5 version. Don't worry, PS6 version.
No, it's gonna be PS4 remastered.
Oh god, that'd be awful.
Okay. And on that lovely note.
Oh man. What a time. Yeah, no, I think we've I think we've burned out on this one. I think yeah. It's been an episode. It's been good. It's been a nice little episode. Again, always guys, thank you so much for always listening. You know, we're over 50 episodes at this point, guys. So like this is awesome. So obviously, you know, like we say, comments, you know, let us know what you guys think. You know, me and Jake are working on things behind the scenes and ideas of what we want to do with it, where we want to take it, where we want to take the Dual Hemisphere IP and stuff like that. So, you know, definitely let us know what you guys like. I think me and Jake definitely prefer this kind of sit down, chill, talking aspect with not necessarily something that we're specifically going to be talking about. Just more like, this is what's going on. I really think that aspect is going good. If you guys like that, let us know, and we're going to definitely keep doing it. If you guys fucking hate it, well, then we will consider it. We'll try something else. But as always, guys, we appreciate you each and every week, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. And we will see you guys on the next episode. Bye-bye.